Hi, my name is Tanya Kowalski, and I'm applying for the Teachers Test Prep Pass the Torch Teacher Scholarship. The video prompt asked me to describe a teacher who's made the greatest impact on me or who's inspired me, and that was an easy decision for me to make. I didn't have to think about it for probably more than a second, because it was my third grade teacher, Miss Christine Pantilla. I grew up in Wheaton, Illinois, and I went to Lowell Elementary School. And every year at the elementary school, over the summer, they would post the name of all the students on the front doors of the school. And the names would be posted according to who their teacher was going to be for that fall. So the summer going into my third grade year, my friends and I ran up to the school to search the list for our names to see who we would get. And I knew Ms. Pantilla was a third grade teacher. And I really did not want to get her because she had a reputation for being mean and stern and difficult. And so as I combed the list for my name and looked at all the different lists, there I saw it. My name was under the list for Ms. Pantilla. And I knew I was going to have her for my third grade teacher that fall. I went home and I was crushed. I thought for sure this was going to be the worst grade yet. So we start off the school year, and right away in third grade we have to learn cursive writing and multiplication tables. I thought this is going to be awful. Surprisingly, the creative writing and the cursive writing came pretty easy to me, and my writing skills were great. The multiplication tables, though, not so much. I went through them pretty slowly, probably slower than most kids in my class. We had to learn all of our times tables up to the 12s, and I thought there was no way I was going to get to 12. And we'd get these little stickers we could put on a chart in the front of the room each time we passed another number. I remember asking Miss Pantilla, maybe I need longer, or I'm not going to be able to do it. And she didn't really give me any sympathy, but she also didn't discourage me either. She just said, no, you'll do it. Everybody does. You'll be fine. I remember at the time thinking she was being kind of rough on me, but I realize now she was just being matter of fact and letting me know that I could do it. She wasn't concerned at all that I wouldn't achieve that goal. And she was right. Not only did I get to the 12s, I even got to the 13s that year. So the school year went on, and I learned all sorts of interesting facts and things from her, and I did achieve great things. In fact, all the kids in the class really did well because she motivated us to. And not by being overly friendly or giving us false hopes or anything like that, but by being honest and confident and expecting us to do our best. Besides the required things we had to learn in third grade, like the writing and the math tables, Ms. Pantilla also taught us life lessons that stuck with us forever. One example is she read us the storybook called Stone Soup and spent a whole week basing a curriculum around that, teaching us about community and sharing and the importance of each individual's gift in a group setting. Those lessons have stayed with me and helped me be a good community volunteer as I've gotten older and always made sure I've shared what I had. She also taught us that you can do whatever you want as an independent woman when she adopted a baby during our class. She was a single woman and had never been married, but always wanted to be a mom. And so she went out and did it herself and adopted a baby. And I remember at that moment being so proud of her. And I loved the newfound knowledge I had that I could do whatever I wanted as a woman. I could have a job. I could have a baby. I didn't need a spouse or anyone's permission. That my future was wide open. I learned goals and lessons and things in that class that have stuck with me for my whole life. So, needless to say, by the end of the year, I did not think she was awful. I wasn't scared of her anymore. In fact, I thought she was pretty cool, and it was one of my best years ever. So fast forward about 10 years or so when I was in college, and I was majoring in elementary education, and I had to get some practicum teaching hours in. I reached out to my elementary school to see if there was any available classrooms to do some practicum teaching. And wouldn't you know it, Ms. Pantilla's room was available and she was still teaching. So I got to go back to her classroom as a college student and do my practicum work there. It was so cool to be an adult in her classroom. And while I was there, I learned even more from her. Things like teaching strategies and classroom management and ways to motivate children by expecting them to always do their best. On my last day of practicum teaching, when it was time for me to say goodbye to the class, she had the class give me a present. And it was wrapped up and it was a book, a storybook. And it's a storybook, a children's book called Miss Rumphius. And in that story, Miss Rumphius is a woman who travels to faraway places and lives by the sea and makes the world a more beautiful place. And inside the cover of the book, Ms. Pantilla wrote a note to me. And it said, "Dear Tanya, I hope in your life that you travel to faraway places and live by the sea because you already make the world a more beautiful place." So now I'm starting a new journey in my educational career. Hint, back then I never finished college. Life got in the way and I got derailed and had a good professional career. But now I'm going back to school and getting my master's degree and my teaching licensure because I hope that I can make a difference in someone else's life. If I'm even half as good of a teacher as Ms. Pantillo was, it'll be great. I hope someday I can make an impact on someone the way she made an impact on me so many years ago. Thank you.